something pretty cool looking. And again, this is going to take forever. I'm not going to blow this whole video just showing this. I'll send the links to this out. Oh, there we go. So you see he starts to get a progression there. But yeah, so let's go back to Maya actually. Before I show you that sculpting stuff for fun, I want to show you guys how to set your project and how to save and open files. So Maya uses something called projects, and it's basically just a folder. And just telling Maya like, hey, in this folder, I want to save all my files. And if I need a texture or if I need some other type of file to bring into Maya, it's going to look there first. So it just kind of keeps all your stuff organized in that folder. So you just go to File and you go to Set Project. And I'm going to navigate to the Google Drive and the Intro to CG and set my project to Jeff, week 1 Jeff. And I could save this scene now. So if I go File, Save As. Now I could call this like Crazy Sphere. And save that. And so now if I go, let's say File New, I'm working on something else. I'm like, oh, I wanted to work on that wacky sphere again. Let's go back to File and go Open Scene. And it's going to look right there. There's my crazy sphere. Go ahead and open that. And I'm back to where I left off. All right, so let me show you a little bit of that sculpting tool because it's actually pretty fun. So I'm going to delete this sphere. So I'm going to select it, delete it. It's basically a fresh scene. There's nothing in it. I'm going to create a sphere. Actually, yeah, let's create the sphere and let's not get too crazy. But all right, so let's do so go to Create, Polygon Primitives, Sphere. And let's put the subdivisions for the height and the axis, like both to like 50. So we get a nice, like super high res mesh. And I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to Alt key, middle mouse, pan over, kind of get stuff back here. I'm going to select the mesh. And then at the top, we have these little tabs. This is called our shelf. It's like everything that's in these little menus up here. Maya, the developers of Maya kind of took all the handy little menu commands and put them into these like shelf tabs here. And if you go to, there's one called Sculpting, and now we have these like different sculpting tools. So with this selected and it's all bright green, we're in object mode. Again, if you're like in vertex mode and you're seeing this, just right click and go to object mode. And you could grab this first one is a Sculpt tool. This kind of, where's my, whoa. Well, I think my brush is so huge that it just moved everything. So if you're like mine and the brush is huge and you can't like see it when it's on your mesh, hold down the B key and middle mouse drag. You should, this thing is huge. There we go. You should start to see like this fall off. It's the same as the soft select, like when you hold down B and middle mouse drag on your Sculpt tool. So like I want my fall off to be fairly small like that. So again, I'll zoom in. Why is it like that? There we go. So now I could, whoa, it's blasting off in this space. Let me undo that. So at the Z key. Now if you click this Sculpt tool or you double click it, like a window will pop up. So we have the size of the tool and we have the strength. So the strength is 15 right now. For some reason, that's just like blowing up my mesh. So I'm going to undo that. If I put that to like 1, let's see what that does. So highlight that 15, turn it to 1, hit enter. Now we could kind of see more of a reasonable deformation with the mesh there. If I'm going to undo that, let's put it to like 0.01, enter. Now I think we'll probably be where we could start to sculpt. And now we're kind of barely seeing it. So let's do like 0.1, enter. And There we go. So now it's like more controllable. We could kind of pan around. Let me undo this because you could actually turn on symmetry. So you could turn on, let's say I want symmetry in the Z direction. So if I look in the lower left corner of my viewport, like down here by where my mouse is, there's like a little axis indicator. So Y is the up and down. Z is front to back, so I'm actually going to change my view. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and left mouse, kind of tumble around here. So Z is my front to back and X is side to side. That's typically how people work in animate, at least in the animation field. So I'm going to